Royal reality, royal reality, this is reality, complete package say, royal reality, yelele ama, yelele 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 ama, yelele ama, yelele 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 ama. It's day 9, and a rather unusual day at the Royal House. The royalties started their day with intense prayer and praise, having escaped the eviction.
You. Lord, we acknowledge your sovereignty over our life. We thought it was just an eviction, but Lord, we've come to realize it is not easy. We are grateful, Lord. Father, we return all the praise to you. Daddy, we return all the glory to you. In the name of Jesus. Lord, we ask you for mercy. We ask you for mercy. In what name we pray? Amen. Our station is all the days of our lives. We shall live in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen.
Guys, thank you so much for giving me this house. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks to everybody. You guys are the best.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm here to guys. So much love, guys. So much love, love is too much. And I was hoping his face. Ah, guy.
Was the confessed guy?
No, it was stuck, bro. So we're still back, bro. We're still in the house.
No, I told you, no legend.
No legend is leaving.
No legend is leaving.
One love.
Royal reality, this is reality.
Well, I feel good, but I still feel sad for those that leave us today. You know, I almost left the house today. I almost got evicted, but one way or the other, I got saved by the whole house. So I'm in between sad and happy, but I'm okay. I'll be fine.
Okay, Peter is my friend, so when they called him out, I was so scared. Like serious, I won't lie. My heart started beating so fast. Like, oh.
Basically, I was pretty confident, not because of the position of the head of house, but then I was so confident on the team I had outside. At any given point in time, they wouldn't just let me go out so early. Yeah. Well, at that point where I was to choose between Endurance and Mike, it was a very tough one for me. I was in the spotlight, but then I had to make that decision because generally the house had already chosen Endurance over Mike, so it was more like Mike had no vote, and I just had to go with the decision of the house.
In 5 seconds, or you replace the person. Endurance. You still have a chance to stay in the royal house. Michael. You have come to the end of this journey in the royal house. You have now been evicted.
Royal reality, this is reality. The general summoned the royalties to the game arena for a special game, the Minefield Mania, which is also the task to determine who will be the next Duke or Duchess.
Royalties!
your voices. Royalties. Royalties.
The Minefield Mania required each royalty to be blindfolded and guided through a minefield by a trusted partner. They only had one chance. The royalty to finish with the quickest time wins. reality. Oh, this is reality. Oh.
Oh! Jesus, I'm not helping.
The Duke conquered the Minefield mania in record time of 1 minute 15 seconds, the fastest time, which was indeed impressive. Will he retain his title? Find out at the Royal Court. Royal reality. Oh, this is reality. Oh.
Hello, Royal Housemates. I trust you all had a splendid day. Can you sit down? I can see we are all smiles this evening. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. Is there any other reason why we are happy? You ate rice and stew. With you had 2 meats. Wow. Oh, you were looking for extra meat and he ate 2 meats. Wow. You just confessed to a crime. Okay, Royal Housemates. Today we are going to be discussing a very interesting topic. Yes. And it's something that has been widely preached in Nigeria in recent times. I'm sure a couple of us are into it also. Entrepreneurship. Are there any entrepreneurs in the house? Ah, you plenty. Okay, can any of us come to the podium and define entrepreneurship? If you're an entrepreneur, and also tell us what your business is about. Just come and tell us, who is an entrepreneur?
Good evening, Royal Housemates. An entrepreneur is an individual who goes to acquire a skill set. Skill might involve tailoring. Sorry, I wanted to say tailoring and fashion designing, but they are the same. Tailoring, photography, barbing, hair making. That's what entrepreneurship entails. And it's a self-reliant business that makes you depend on yourself. Usually, you go and learn from someone before you become a master, or you can use YouTube and learn or something like that. I'm an entrepreneur, a co-owner of TBM Photography. So it's a photography business, as the name implies, but it's one of the most interesting aspects I've got to witness, because you get to travel around, meeting different people, capturing moments that really people won't like to lose. Like, I'm sure plenty of us here will like to get married, and you will not like it when maybe on your wedding day, after you're killing your dance moves, you just see that photographer will tell you that card have wiped with all all your this thing. Some of you even go to village to go and lay curses on the person. So usually we actually have to capture this moment, the videos, everything. It helps keep memory timeless. That's what photography is all about. So that's my own entrepreneur skill, and I'm sure many of us have more. Thank you.
Good evening, housemates. I won't totally agree with Femi when it comes to an explanation when you say that entrepreneur is one who acquires skill. Rather, I'll say an entrepreneur is one who owns, an individual who owns a business, runs a business with the sole aim of making profit. I think that's the basic definition of entrepreneur. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for answering. Sam just gave us the basic dictionary definition of what an entrepreneur is. I'm sure Safemi was just trying to be more practical about his own definition. So basically, an entrepreneur is someone who sets up a business, taking on financial risk in the hope of making a profit. Are there any white-collar 9-to-5 people here? All right, please step forward and tell us what you do, where you work. I think we're taking the topic from a different angle today.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Faith Ufwe. I'm actually a political appointee, not a permanent job though, but it's still a 9-to-5 something. I work under the Senate President.
So how do you describe your job?
It's strictly political. There is nothing much to do, just I'm with the event section because I actually want to go into event planning. So we run the schedule of the Senate President from the first day to the last day. So follow up with his itinerary, make sure everything is on point, his protocols, every other thing.
All right, thank you very much. For the entrepreneurs in the house, I want to ask, was it something you actually set out wanting to do right when you were a child? Like, did you grow up wanting to be a tailor or wanting to own a skincare brand and make soaps for Nelsies and Glow? I mean, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Did any of us actually grow up wanting any of that? Or was it something that was just born out of joblessness? I want us to be very honest with our answer. Let's be honest.
Good evening, my lady. Good evening, my fellow housemates. For me, it's all about independence. Like, starting from when I was in school, I don't like taking money from my mom because I lost my dad when I was little. So I always pity her, trying to take care of seven of us and, take us to school and stuff like that. So for me, doing as a side business was actually to be independent. Yeah, to have my own cash and do my stuff myself and see myself in school. Thank you.
Is there anyone that has a different view? Sir, STM,
Good evening, everyone. For me, being an entrepreneur, it was a choice. Because while I was small, I've actually liked music. So I love the TV. Seeing people on the TV motivates me. Seeing Bedman, how he's making money and the rest. Seeing Bill Gates. Like seeing the billionaires they were not, they were actually not working under somebody. So I said to myself, I beat my chest, and I said, before the age of 25, I will be a millionaire. So I started working towards it, and I said, I actually see myself on the TV all the time, like sitting down like them, working hard. So since then, I like clustering people together, entertaining them. It's either one is rapping, one is singing. It just gives me joy. So I said, man, making money on your own is just the best thing you can ever do for yourself. Because working under a president, I never liked white-collar job. Answering, yes, sir, going for marketing businesses and the rest. Even when I was in school, I used to tell my lecturers, sometimes I don't come to class. I just read online, come, focus on my exam. I used to tell them, if there's anything like fourth class, give it to me, let me go. Because I'm not interested in working under somebody. I like being self-made. So ever since then, I've been working. So I believe if you have a passion towards something, then you should do it. Anything that gives you joy. Most people, that job don't give them joy. They just go to work Monday to Friday just to raise up funds in order to pay bills. But I said to myself, if this stuff is not giving me joy, I'm not going to do it. So right now, I took that upon myself, having a record label, signing an artist, bringing a lawyer into it, and started pushing. When you start working and you're getting 5 naira or 10 naira, you feel very happy, like you could create money on your own. But waiting for month ending to get paid is something that it's very annoying. And you get to the month ending and they still don't pay you. They'll tell you you have to wait, or you didn't get to your target and stuff like that. It's very, very annoying. So I prefer you doing what gives you joy to make money.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone here that actually really wanted to work in an office but ended up starting a business because of slow money?
Good evening once again, housemates. First, I want to make us understand that there's a difference between entrepreneurship and choosing a career. From what FCMB said, I think music is actually a career, not entrepreneurship. But it entails a single man business, like you can decide to own a fish farm. That's an entrepreneurship. You can decide to go into a cassava processing plant. That's an entrepreneurship. Now, coming to the question my lady asked, if I actually wanted to work in an office but ended up owning my own business. Yes, I remember several times putting up applications into several offices, but then it didn't work out. Then an opportunity came to put up a business plan. I don't know if you've heard of this Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Initiative, IA. Now, this body is basically a body that helps groom entrepreneurs and help them become what they want to be. What you do is you write your business plan. If it's very feasible anyway, they'll give you a grant to set up that business. Now, as an individual, you can decide to do a business plan. You can decide to go into fish farming. You can decide to go into cassava processing. You can decide to go into snail farming. These are entrepreneurship kind of business. I think I'll rest.
All right, thank you very much. Now back to my 9 to 5 worker. Do you think gender plays a role in actually getting a regular office job here in Nigeria? Do you think gender, like being male or female, actually plays a role in getting a job in Nigeria? To give you an answer, I'll need you to explain. Do you think being a woman will give you an edge over a guy when it comes to getting an office job?
Good evening, my lady. Good evening, everyone. I think your gender can actually give you a work or a job or anything in this country that we are in. There are some offices you work in as a guy. Maybe the owner of the office will be like, no, I don't want to offer you this work. But as you as a lady, maybe he have looked at you and maybe noticed that there is one thing or the other that might go down when you start working in the office with him. He will be like, okay, I will choose you instead of going for the guy. Thank you.
Anyone else have something else to say? Away from that anyway, I want to just focus on the topic today on entrepreneurship versus white collar jobs. Which do you think is more valuable? And I want you to come with good points, not just tell me entrepreneurship because they're making your money. I mean, there are people that work in offices and they get 400K every month. So yeah, entrepreneurship versus white collar jobs. Which is more valuable? Okay. Alright, please step forward and give us your reason.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, my lady. Entrepreneurship, I think. Because people that work in the office, they don't have time for themselves. They get to work every day, and they don't have social life. But if you're working for yourself, like, you get to do anything you want to do. Like, the time to work and time to, like, go out and have fun. So I feel entrepreneurship is far better. Because I'm entrepreneurship because I'm a fashion designer, so I love what I'm doing. So,
anyone else?
Good evening, housemates. Good evening, my lady. I think it all depends. There are jobs you get and you'll be very much comfortable. And for entrepreneurship, I must say that if you want to be successful, get to that height you're aiming at, my dear, you will stress yourself out. But if you work it out lackadaisically, frankly speaking, you're not going anywhere. You'll continue to be at that pedestal. So if you think you're a fashion designer, hence you just want to give a little time and then luxury and all that, my dear, you'll be at that particular level all through your life. Listen to the stories of Bill Gates, Mike Zuckerberg, and the rest of them. These are people that worked round the clock. It is what they had done, you understand, that is paying off in the long run. You understand? Now, when you look at, white-collar jobs, there are white-collar jobs you get, you understand, and it will pay off. There are people, we still have people who receive up to ₦1 million monthly. Even in the government sectors, you have people who receive up to 300,000–400,000 naira monthly, and they use this money judiciously. You understand? In the entrepreneurship too, for you to be successful, certainly you will have to give in your best, you have to give in commitment, you want to be resilient, else you continue to be at that level. So I feel it's a two-way thing. The jobs you get, white-collar jobs you get, you understand, and it will pay off. And for entrepreneurship, for you to get to that level where you would have confidence to sit back and enjoy what you have worked for over time, you need to start from today to put struggles. Thank you.
Good evening, my lady. Good evening, house. I think I want to start with entrepreneurship because I'm a forex trader, and most of the times white-collar jobs give you only a certain amount of money every month, probably like 40,000 or 50,000. But in the forex world, that is, in a day you can make up to ₦1 million, or ₦2 million, or ₦3 million. So I'm planning to start with entrepreneurship because you make a lot of money if you put in. Well, okay.
Good evening, Wales. Good evening, my lady. Okay, so I've tried both, and I think entrepreneurship tastes better. Let me say, there's something about entrepreneurship. It's more than just doing a business. It's about passion. Like I always say, my business is like my baby. So, you know how mother treats that baby. Like, it's one of the most valuable things to them. No matter what, they can trade their life and other thing. Even if you offer them millions, they will choose it over their baby. Imagine you are giving up your life for a baby. That is how I explain my business to anybody. I can do number 5 to 9, you can earn the millions I want to, I can have the satisfaction I want to, but it's nothing compared to the satisfaction I get from my business and the satisfaction and the smile I give to my clients. Sometimes it's not about the money to me. I've had issues when I give clients some things and they be like, Zito, I don't like this, I don't like this. I'll be like, it's fine, what do you want? I just want to make you happy. And that makes them keep coming. It's more than just a business. It builds a relationship. Zito has become like a brand. People want to associate with it. Some people patronize Zito not because they want to spend their money on Zito, but because they want to be associated with something really good. Like our Duke said, entrepreneurship, like I always say, is not beans. It involves sweat. You have to make sacrifice. You have to let go of everything. Even sleepless nights, you have to. Like I was telling my roommates the other day, it's not as if I don't want to buy designers hair, buy the latest bags and all that, but I will have to weigh my options. I rather, mothers now, they don't buy clothes for themselves. I've seen my friends, I know they shop again for myself. Anytime I see my children, I buy for. That's how my business is to me. I will spend my last money, everything, just to put in my business. That is how it is. And it takes a lot. Like I always tell people, 3 things I always tell people, that what works for me, I don't know if it will work for you, but I will always give it out. First thing is integrity. Integrity. When they hear the name, what bell does it ring? Like when you hear the name, maybe Zito or, so I've even forgotten your name. I keep calling you Duduke or Duke. When they hear the name, what does it sound in their ear? Would they want to associate with that thing? So no matter what, don't see that this client is too small, he's paying 5 naira. Try and build that integrity. Please that person. Don't put one person over the other, because at the end of the day, people will sell your business. Anybody you've reached out to or touched, they will be the one to sell it out to the next person. Remember, Coke did an ad. We were advertising for Coke. They just gave it out to us, and we are helping them do the advert. So that is how when you touch each and every one of your clients, they will be selling, they will be marketing it for you. Have you not realized you're marketing people's brand without even realizing it, the way you're selling it? So that is how you have to stand for something. Integrity matters. Okay, then a good name. You have to build a good name for yourself too. And it takes years. Even the Bible said a good name is better than what? Riches or gold. Then the last and not the least, relationship. Relationship matters, which I always say in my interview. Each and every one of you here, I am so super excited I met you guys, because at the end of the day, I've built a relationship with you guys, and I don't mean to brag. You guys want to associate with me, you guys want to wear this clothing, you get this kind of thing. So that is how it is. You have to build a relationship. It helped me over the years, like I always say, anybody I meet, I try my best to reach out to them, touch them one way or the other. So in time to come, they will always want to do something for me or associate. It's very easy when I pick up my phone and call somebody, I need your help. Zito, I go help you now, you self don't help me before. It's a good relationship I've built. So that is the summary of it. Entrepreneurship over any other thing. They can't give me this joy, they can't give me the peace, they can't give me the money, they can't give me.
Hello, housemates. Sorry, point of correction, what you said about music. I am not an artist. I am a record label owner. So I'm an entrepreneur / event planner. Okay? And back to you, you said about entrepreneur and white collar job. Okay, white collar job is quite difficult. We have people that get 300 to 400 every month. The same for entrepreneur. Like you said, Bill Gates works 247 around the clock. It's not easy. But the truth is, entrepreneur will pay off later on than white collar job. And if you notice, most people that are working white collar, getting the 300, 400 every month, they still go into being an entrepreneur while working, and they're still doing some online clothing. My friend, she's a banker. But all our WhatsApp, na boutique now. Buy this one, buy this one, buy this one. I have shoe, I have clothes, but she's the banker. Are you getting me? So it comes back to that same place. But being an entrepreneur, I'm a record label owner now. I have 2 artists. Now imagine one of my artists now, God does touch on tomorrow now. He can't blow, can't sing money for all of you. Bang, bang. I don't go banana island, I don't go buy a house. You understand? Like the money it comes in boom, in block. So I beg, don't they compare entrepreneur to, you see an entrepreneur, they're always happy, always doing that thing. But white collar, it's hard waking up 5 o'clock every morning, coming back around 4, hold up and the rest. My brother, no they do.
Good evening once more. Please silence. Good evening, everybody. So we've been talking about white-collar job, but what we don't know is that we have different types of white-collar jobs. We have the ones with the government and we have the private sector. And even inside the government, we have different sections. If you want to be in the ministry, the pay is actually very low. But then when you strive to become a political appointee, when you strive to become a political appointee, like working with a minister, a senator in the National Assembly, the pay is very different. I am a political appointee and I can be here at this time without any query, and my salary is still entering. So it's different. It's not stressful. It's just about making the right move and being in the right office. And you can as well combine the white collar and the entrepreneur together. That's just the beauty of it, to make more money. Who doesn't like free money, Abi, a wolf money here? Everybody likes it. Abi, do you want to sweat before you get money? Just take the right step. White collar is not so difficult. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love the fact that we have someone with a different view from all the business that are here. That's very difficult.
Sorry, good evening. Good evening once again. Sorry, just to add more to what FCMB said concerning entrepreneurship. When you came, you tried to correct him on entrepreneurship. It doesn't just necessarily focus on agricultural sector, because you called fish farming and the rest. Yeah, it doesn't focus on just that. When you apply for CBN entrepreneurship loan, it will bring out a list of entrepreneurship jobs, and included there is photography, record label owners is recorded there. So that shows you that there are different sectors to entrepreneurship. So you can't become a fish farmer without prior learning and knowledge and the rest. And that's what skill acquisition is. That's to your point also. Then being independent, is also among the advantages of being an entrepreneur. So in white collar jobs, right? I'm not arguing the fact that white collar jobs pays a lot. But then being an entrepreneur, you actually dictate your pay, and the pay of people under you, I think, is more stable. Let me use this instance. A government worker has like 12 ghost people on his pay list. Now these 12 ghost people are collecting ₦1 million each. And you, a hard-working, white-collared person, are collecting 200,000. Now, I'm using this instance because it happens a lot. We all know it happens. It happens a lot. It won't happen like that in an entrepreneurship set by yourself, because you are dictating your own pay, okay? We're very true, we're going to work very hard to get this, but this is your passion, just like Zitu said. This is your passion, so you put more into it and get your result, and then you spend that result on yourself, not trying to settle people to take you a step further, like in white-collar jobs, some white-collar jobs, sorry, permit me to say. And then, okay, I think that's all.
I know you're going to try to counter what
No,
you're
I'm
saying.
not
I'm not ready to start again.
I just want to correct that impression.
All right, hold on, please.
Okay, good evening, my lady. Good evening, fellow housemates. Let me answer now. Good evening, fellow housemates. Okay, I really don't, you guys have been speaking well, so I don't really have much to say. The only disparity or observation I have to make here is the context of working hard. I think it's high time we talked about working smart and not hard. Yep. So we just take note of that. If you talk about hard work, there are so many people who have been working hard. Talk about the laborers, talk about other people. You understand? For a very long time, they've been working this hard of a thing, and they've not had the result of success or that kind of a thing, or achieve that wealth they've been looking for. Well, you get to look at some people who just start up businesses, like not quite long, and they're doing very well. That's where the smartness comes to play. The SMART it's like an acronym for something, which I can't really remember now. But basically, probably when we get to the house, I should get this and I'll still let you guys know. So, what am I trying to say? Working smart should be the goal, not working hard. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You made a very good point there. Work smart, not just work. I don't think any of us here works as hard as laborers as usual. I doubt anyone here works physically as hard as them. And we all know the kind of pay that they get. Sometimes you get like maybe 3K per day, 4K on a very good day. 1.5, wow. 1.5. Wow, some people going high. So basically, talking about the white collar jobs and entrepreneurship, I personally think that whatever works for you is what you should go for. Don't become an entrepreneur because you see that your friend that has less people together is now selling cream and she's now bought the events at Abuja and some of the big girls and you just want to. Do it because you want to, because you have a passion for running your own business. There are people that are passionate about white collar jobs. Like there are people that right from childhood, they've pictured themselves waking up every morning, putting on a suit, spraying a good perfume, and going to the office, coming back in the evening. There are people that have this dream. Like that's all they want from life. So I believe whatever works for you is what you should go for at the end of the day. Whether it's a 9 to 5, whether it's running your own business, whatever makes you happy, whatever gives you that sense of fulfillment is what you should go for at the end of the day. But also, that doesn't dispute the fact that having a business is very good. Because we all know that in the post-COVID-19 world that we're in right now, I think the entrepreneurs are currently winning, truth be told. I know a whole lot of people that have lost their jobs during this whole corona period. And then, just like he mentioned fish farming, people still need to eat every day. The entrepreneurs are still selling. People are still coming to them to buy clothes, to buy food stuff, to do all sorts of stuff, really. So at the end of the day, the entrepreneurs are currently winning in the post-COVID-19 world. So that brings us to the point that even if you have a job, a regular 9 to 5, it's advisable that you have a side business. Just something to fall back on in case of the rainy day. Because we really never know what tomorrow is going to bring. Like, we really never know. So, if you have a 9 to 5, good and fine, perfect. But just have a side hustle. You could be selling stuff online, like he said, his banker friend that sells clothes. Trust me, if the bank lays her off tomorrow, sis has something to fall back on. She'll just sit down on her phone and be on her WhatsApp and be like, okay, order taken. And in a day, she can deliver like 10 clothes, both within and outside the state that she lives in. And she's not broke. She doesn't have to beg for money. So that's just the advice I have for us all. Pick a side hustle. Okay, you've really been wanting to say something. Come forward, please. Let's hear what you have to say.
Good evening once again. Quite all right if you want to fill a form, you click and then you see several categories of entrepreneurship. But then simply because you went to acquire a skill to learn photography does not make you an entrepreneur. You must have to put it into, you must have a plan. When you have a plan and then swing into plan, with the intention of making profit from that plan as a photography. That's what makes you an entrepreneur. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
It's like you guys don't agree with what you just said. I mean, you hold
Believe me once more. So avoid all these arguments. Sorry, I don't have what to say. I just want to say, learn Forex, trade Forex.
Please, any of you wants to learn Forex, let's meet him.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm also a forex trader as well. So, but you shouldn't forget about the risk that is involved. Okay, I lost so much within few minutes as well. Well, that's not the major stuff right now. I want to support what Singer has actually just said. Right? You having a skill doesn't make you an entrepreneur until you put it into practice. That's just the basic truth. And I feel when he said that, I don't know the moment, probably the murmuring was in support of what he has said or against it. But I think because I own a skill, or because I have a skill like sewing, but I'm not using it, you understand, for a business where I generate income, doesn't make me an entrepreneur. I only own, or I only have a skill which I'm not using, and that doesn't make you an entrepreneur. That's all I have to say.
Let's just okay, let's step forward. I think I'm enjoying the whole thing we are doing today. It's like a debate.
I don't know. According to what you said and what you said. Now tell me, who is going to learn a skill that wouldn't use it?
And at the end of the day, I think we've all come to the conclusion that back to the initial point of this whole talk, even if you have a job, please pick a side hustle because it is going to help you on the rainy day. Thank you very much, housemates.
Royal reality, oh. This is reality, oh.
All right, for the general.
Royalties?
Yes, General.
You had a game that should bring in the new head of house, the Duke or the Duchess. About 8 of you had scores and the rest of you were disqualified. Samuel had his score as 1 minute 15 seconds. But because of his disqualification, we would have to move to the next person. And the closest to him is Amarachi with 1 minute 40 seconds. Stand, Amarachi. So you would be, from today, the Duchess of the house. Of course, after now, you will be coronated by the lady of the house. So tomorrow, a game to play, very interesting one. And your task for tomorrow will be centered on the effect of social media, the positive and the negative effect of social media in the society. All of you would have to come one of this paper, one after the other, because I'll be having you in two groups. The first group will be talking of the positive influence of social media in the society, and the second group will be talking about the negative influence of social media. So quick, we'll start from Gavin. One after the other, pick a number. Amelie. All the A's this way, the B's this way. Silence. The A's. From now till tomorrow, you should name your group, and you'll be speaking on the positive influence of social media in the society. And this group, from now till tomorrow, you are going to be speaking on the negative influence of social media. Name your group before tomorrow. I'd like to remind you that I am watching every single thing you all are doing. Just in case you've forgotten that you're supposed to maintain good moral standards and good conduct. Congratulations to the new Duchess. The lady of the house, our dear house, is here for the coronation. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let the coronation begin.
All right, for the general. Please step forward. From today henceforth, you will now be daughters of the royal house. Thank you very much. Please take your seat as my right hand woman. From now henceforth, if you have anything to say to the lady of the house, you would have to go through my right hand woman. Do you all understand? Yes, sir. We also have a special room prepared for you. You will move in there first thing tomorrow morning. The court will be convened.
Royal reality, oh. This is reality, oh. Royal reality, oh. Royal reality, oh. This is reality, oh. Complete package say